Slides to avoid. Now the first-round pick from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on deep. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And, boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd. Base opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Murray to throw on 3rd and 1. And this is going to be incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
On the return, it's Kamara. Shrugs off another. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. New Orleans Saints taking the field, getting ready to go here on offense. And this is a year that look, they got to bounce back from such a disappointing end last year. Also 2 seasons ago as well. Drew Brees is 40. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ed Dixon. 42 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, they're stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Kyler Murray, a 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback in his Heisman campaign at Oklahoma. He's got the first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Come on.
Murray going to try to throw on third down. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Mayfield to throw it. Dancing to his left. Looking long for his tight end Reed. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. They throw again on second down. This one's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get it.
It does, and we're talking...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
To throw is Murray.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round is pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skill players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
They go play action here on first down, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and that takes us from second to third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Murray. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Eddie Goldman with a sack. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
Gay's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This is taken at his 4. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he takes it the distance. No time remaining.
No cloth on the field.
Yeah, no flags, and it's a kickoff. Well, they're just having fun. I mean, they are clicking on every single cylinder, offense, defense, and here, special teams. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Defense.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. The penalty is a result of that hit there.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Murray now to throw. They'll roll him out right. Murray fighting. Lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And shedding the tackle and now some room. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned. Oh, now Murray has it stripped.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Kamara now to return. And shutting him off, now open field. Touchdown, New Orleans. He goes 67 yards on the punt return as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, what a game for him. He hits for the return cycle, so to speak. He had the kick return. Now the harder part just got the punt return for a touchdown.
And I would imagine that the special teams coach, as the ball left the punter's foot, he was thinking, should have kicked away from him.
Yeah.
Should have kicked away from him. He's in a groove, and sometimes you hit those grooves or those zones in a game, and he's in one now. He's in perfect sync with his teammates blocking, and he knows how to find the end zone.
This will be taken very. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Ed Oliver, what an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Mayfield looks to throw, flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Byron Murphy, the first pick of the 2nd round there defensively.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juju Smith-Schuster, 33 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score defensively. How do you let that happen?
And I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that kind of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. Over the middle to Smith. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray, he's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 38-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Following the interception, Mayfield out Off to his left. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. It's caught inside the 25. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. This will be taken short. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Flush to his right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. First down, Murray. Murray fighting, lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 37. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Murray. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now Murray. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 5. And it'll be a second down. Here's Murray. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Jaguars on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. A spin, able to fight through one tackle. Shifts by him. And there he goes again. Past the 20, 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it on the other side, is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
He's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. That's going to be caught. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did.